So Rotterdam, would you like to take away the introductions?
Alrighty, as we are loaded into Overgrowth for the third map of this best of 7, we are looking at the ZerG base, at least I am, and I hope that Metals is still on the right top side of the map, representing Acer. It is, of course, the one and only Scarlett. And on the left bottom side of the map, representing the horse and the beautiful Team Liquid, it is, of course, Bunny, the Great Dane himself. I think someone should make an awesome portrait of Bunny, like being the commander of a Viking ship.
That would be an awesome little wallpaper. I wish there was more StarCraft like desktop wallpapers.
Yeah, we have a lot, but indeed in this day and age we don't see too many new creative. I really like the one that they made of Bomber after he won Red Bull Battlegrounds.
Oh yeah, that was incredible. I actually downloaded that.
Yeah, I'm actually using that one. I don't know why. It's kind of creepy because people walk in my room and they're like, "Who is that person?" It's like, well, long story, okay, but I really like that that wallpaper of Bomber. I think it's awesome. I think he looks like a badass, and that's why I have it.
I have so many. I like using cycling wallpapers. I think I have like over 1,000 different 1080p wallpapers that change every like 10 minutes on my computer. Makes it nice. You get that variation, mixes up the day a bit, because you know, being a proper nerd, you just sit there and stare at your computer all day.
Alright, so it's going to be another comments in the first. Of course, we all know that feel, Metals. It's going to be another comments in the first on the low ground even for Bunny. So it's really showing no fear in this series at all. Of course, it's not the most risky strategy of all time in this matchup, but you know, often you see Terrans still throw it down at least in the high ground, especially because Scarlett has shown us some early pool openings, even just last week against Hard, but even in the series before as well, when she was playing in this tournament. But so far, Bunny is fearless.
And to be fair, why not be? Because he's won the first 2 games. He's got a little bit of breathing room now. It's a best of 7, sure, as I update the bracket quickly and the scoreboard. But yeah, it's a best of 7. He's 2-0 up. He needs to win 2 more games in order to take the entire series, to take $1,200, which is a very nice payday, and also the title of the Champion of the Foreign Hope. So for many, the best foreigner at the moment in the world.
Yep, it was a very stacked tournament, of course. There will always be some people who are just tuning in now and didn't actually see the group stages unfold, but we had some of the absolute best non-Koreans signing up for this one, or at least getting invited, like Snoot and like NMrUUG, two European ZerGs that have been extremely stable forces over the last 2 years, I would say.
Well, we'll wait and see what these two are doing, but of course it has been a very stacked tournament.
Well, Scarlett is again going up to 3 hatcheries extremely quick at the 4-minute mark. This is pretty much a PvZ opening that we're looking at. Of course, he didn't drop any extractors either yet. That's why she's able to get away with this. And her Overlord did see that this was another commencer the first. So you could say that it makes sense, but it's still a very, very economic opening by her. And of course, Maras, this is the match where Scarlett played Roach Hydra Viper and Infestor, I believe it was in the end. Against Bunny in the group stages, and it worked out really well for her. I was kind of surprised because I didn't really know that Scarlett, I mean, I know Scarlett is extremely good in most of the things that she does, but I didn't know that she had what it takes to play Roach Hydra against a quality Terran like Bunny, but she pulled it off like a champ in the group stage. And so far, I feel that this is almost shaping up the same way, as she can just take both extractors at the same time, and then she can start playing with Roaches again.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how this works for Scarlett, because obviously she did go for a little bit of Roach Hydra style play in game number 1 on Nimbus, but it was with those Broodlords, trying a little unusual build. I'm interested to see whether Scarlett's going to just pull out the big guns now in this 3rd game, because being down 2 series, or 2 games in a best of 7 series, is always starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, and I think that she's going to want to get her scoreboard looking a bit more positive, and try and level this out so she can take more risks later on.
Yep, again, pretty quick racks number 2 and 3 behind this for Bunny. He's also getting Stim. I feel that this is an opening that is that Paul uses quite a bit. Will of course allow you to be pretty damn aggressive. And it's important for Scarlett that she gets a read on this, because there are many things that Terran players can do behind this. You know, for all she knows, Bunny has thrown down another command center behind the factory, or he's getting engineering bay number 1 and 2, or he's following this up with a starport and he's trying to elevate some Hellions into the main. But instead it's going to be very quick racks number 2 and 3 with a pretty quick stim pack as well. So it's really important that she picks up on this. But she's actually just researching Zergling speed for now. So no Roach Warrants yet, no evolution chambers yet. We will see. So far it looks pretty identical to what we saw on KenZy Station between these two.
Well, quick little move up now from Bunny with these Hellions. 4 of them in total. Will be met by 2 Queens as per normal as Scarlett continues this creep spread. Joining up the creep between the natural and third base, very important to get those reinforcements through it a little bit quicker. Otherwise, it's worth noting that Scarlett's limited somewhat in getting scouting information because this Overlord is unable to get into the main base of Bunny. Bunny has 2 Marines on patrol command, just making sure there's not a chance the Overlord will make it through.
Yeah, the heli count goes up to 6 now, but Scarlett did not go super greedy. He actually has quite a few Zerglings, and of course he has the 5 Queens. So if Bunny would decide to go very adventurous with his Hellions, I don't think that will pay off for him. Now, most of the time, Terran players do babysit their Hellions pretty properly in this day and age. The times where we would just run them in and try to fry 20 drones are sort of over. I have to admit, I kind of miss those days. I thought they were fun.
Do you remember the horrible days in the Heart of the Swarm beta when you could get 4 of the old Hellbats into a medevac at a time? Those Hellbat drops. That's where you saw it. I remember. That was horrible. I felt so bad for drones.
It did give me one of the most exciting TvZs I've ever seen between live and last of the very first MLG tournament in Dallas. That was such a good series. Anyway, look at the amount of Marines that is marching across the map. Of course, Bunny was able to produce quite a few Marines. This is a very early and gnarly push. This is 9 minutes. Of course, there's not going to be bailing speed. Right? Oh my god, this is a really intimidating push, Metals.
This is really scary. There's not much here. And look at the army supply difference again. 13 army supply for Scarlett to 49 of Bunny. Scarlett is in a lot of trouble here. She's also just produced 5 Overlords. Now 22 Lings are coming through, but...
Wow, 4 Banelings more, but it's picked up immediately. Now you have a lot of Stim Marines in natural. All of the drones are lined up as well. These Hellions can get a couple of really good shots off, and they do. And they're not even done yet. The Spire is halfway done. There are 36 Stim Marines on the map, but he needs a couple of Banelings. He really does, because just Marines, or excuse me, just Zerglings is not going to cut it. And the Baneling nest dies before Baneling speed is ready. That's a disaster.
This is a big problem for Scarlett now. She's lost 21 drones. Well, as you said, those Lings are coming on through. There's only 6 Banelings in total, and all are coming from behind. That's a nice angle to try and push in with them, but Bunny gonna focus them down. They don't have Baneling speed. Does get a connection, but a good little lift from Bunny there. And even if he runs away now, if he retreats, he's already done so much damage.
He got the Baneling nest that had Baneling speed on like 98%, and he also got one of the evolution chambers of Scarlett, so she doesn't have a +1 carapace, which she would of course love to have. This is just the start, you know. From this point on, it's just going to be parade pushing, because again, he's just pumping out Marines from 5 Rexes. This is almost a mirror image to the build he's using on KenZy Station. No third command center. It just says like Bunny is just not taking anything from these super economic openings from Scarlett. He is just taking full advantage of it and showing us the power of these Marines.
Couple of Banelings now morph. They're coming from multiple angles, but Bunny just stims away from them. Remember, without that Baneling speed, it's so much more challenging to try and get the connections that is required for Scarlett to stop this push. Add in that a tank is now sieged up in quite a nice position. Bunny has a lot of safety if he does need to retreat back. Scarlett going for it now, pushing forward with these Banelings. The Ling's able to pick off quite a few of those Marines as they split, and with the Mutalisks, it will be stopped for now.
That's actually a really good hold.
Yeah, it was a really good hold.
Yeah, because that looked very tricky. Of course, he did lose a lot during all this, but now she's sitting on 48 drones. He still has 4 hatcheries. Of course, they're not all saturated, but it does give her a lot of production. If she didn't lose the Baneling nest and that evolution chamber, I would have actually really liked her position, and I would have said that she's an extremely good one. Now it's still getting close, because of course there's a lot of creep spread over here between that 3rd and that 4th base. Scarlett, of course, doing what she always does, but in the middle of the map, in her natural, she lost a couple of creep units already from that first push, and this is where things get even more complicated for her, because she can't fight off creep.
Waiting to see now if Bunny is going to be bold with his movement of his army, or if he's just going to try and just sit back, cause a lot of pressure without actually moving in. It's obviously got to be careful, because there are these Mutalisks now on the field, so the siege tanks aren't completely safe. Still on big group of Marines there trying to pick off some of these mutas. May get a couple.
It's extremely risky, but Scarlett also knows that she needs to buy this crucial time for herself. She's going to try to pick up a couple of reinforcements, but she just doesn't really have the mutant numbers. She does find 2 very exposed medevacs, and she will be able to get one of them, so that's nice. Baneling speed medals is halfway done, but I'm starting to get the feeling, oh, that evolution chamber is on a lot of fire now as well. That +1 carapace probably won't finish once more. Now, that one is just going to fall, and Scarlett will be forced to fight again without Baneling speed, but she does have a lot of units.
Pushing on down, the siege tanks getting surrounded by those lings. One taken down, one still up. Scarlett just doesn't have much army right now. It's 82 army supply to 30 in favor of Bunny, who holds that. The GG is called, and Bunny is going to go 3-0 up over Scarlett in this grand finals.